start.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is coming.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sneha, and my topic for today's presentation is public interest litigation. The expression public interest litigation has been borrowed from American jurisprudence, where it was designed to provide legal representation to previously unrepresented groups like the poor, the racial minorities, unorganized consumers, citizens who are passionate about the environmental issues, etc. Public interest litigation means litigation filed in the court of law for protection of public interest, such as pollution, terrorism, road safety, constructional hazards, etc. Any matter where the interest of public at large is affected can be readdressed by filing a public interest litigation in the court of law. Some matters which come under public PIL: bonded labor matters, neglected children, non-payment of minimum wages to workers, and exploitation of casual workers, atrocities on women, environmental pollution and disturbance of ecological balance, food adulteration, and maintenance of heritage and culture. Evolution of PIL. Evolution of PIL in India. The concept of PIL was introduced in India by Justice Krishna Iyer in 1976 in Mumbai Kamagar Sabha versus Abdul Taib. The first reported case of PIL was Hussain Nera Khatun versus State of Bihar in 1979 that focused on the inhumane conditions of prisoners and under trial prisoners that led to the release of more than 40,000 under trial prisoners. Right to speedy justice emerged as a basic fundamental right which had been denied to these prisoners. The same set of pattern was adopted in subsequent cases. Some factors responsible for the growth of PIL in India. The character of Indian Constitution. India has a written constitution which through Part 3, Fundamental Rights, and Part 4, Directive Principle of State Policy, provide the framework for regulating relations between the state and its citizens and between citizens inter se. India has some of the most progressive social legislations to be found anywhere in the world, whether it be relating to bonded labor, minimum wages, land sealing, environmental protection, etc. This has made it easier for courts to haul up the executive when it is not performing its duties in ensuring the rights of the poor as per the law of the land. All through social and economic rights given in the Indian Constitution under Part 4 are not legally enforceable, courts have creatively read these into fundamental rights, thereby making them judicially enforceable. For instance, the right to life in Article 21 has been expanded to include right to free legal aid, right to live with dignity, right to education, right to work freedom, and the torture, bar fritters, and handcuffing in prisons, etc. The Asia Workers' Justice Judgment case, Justice P. N. Bhagwati held that anyone getting less than the minimum wages can approach the Supreme Court directly without going through the labor commissioner and lower courts. Significance of PIL. The aim of PIL is to give the common people access to courts to obtain legal redress. PIL is an important instrument of social change and for maintaining the rule of law and accelerating the balance between law and justice. The original purpose of PILs have been to make justice accessible to the poor and the marginalized. It is an important tool to make human rights reach those who have been denied rights. It helps in judicial monitoring of state institutions like prisons, um, protective homes, etc. Thank you.
Sneha, you have collected a lot of good information. The PIL has a significance because there is no need to approach a lawyer. Even a common man can go to the Supreme Court. Otherwise, what happens? You have to approach the district court and then to the High Court. And then after the judgment is given in the High Court, you have to go to the Supreme Court. Now it is not like that. If you have a genuine grievance, you can straight away knock the door of the Supreme Court. And sometimes even the High Court judges and the Supreme Court judges, they can take a small letter written by a poor farmer of a small village within a postcard. If he writes something and it is of a genuine nature, even the Supreme Court can also take up the case as a public interest litigation. But recently, the trend of approaching the Supreme Court with a normal tendency also has gone up. And they have given the fine to the people because they have approached the court and they have disturbed them. So it is not the way to approach the person. That is the litigation. And sometimes when the newspaper publication is there on an atrocity at a particular place or a small cause given by a small farmer, that can also be a news item. And based on the news item also, Supreme Court can give directions to the state government or the central government. You have collected a lot of good information and there is no need for any lawyer for filing a bill. That is more important. You have to take care of that. Please, then we will go to Aditi.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma. Yeah, please start.
Can you give me permission to press my screen?
Permission to, yeah, permission is already there.
Can you see the screen, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Today, my topic for presentation is Fundamental Rights of India. Fundamental rights are part of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of the country. The document lays down the framework, the democracy's fundamental political code, structure, procedures, powers, and duties of the government institutions, and sets out fundamental rights, directive principles, and duties of the citizens. The fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are a group of rights that have been recognized by high degree of protection from encroachment. These rights are specifically identified in the Constitution or have been found under due process of law. In simple words, fundamental rights are defined as basic human freedoms which every Indian citizen has the right to enjoy for a proper and harmonious development of personality. These rights universally apply to all citizens, irrespective of race, place of birth, religion, caste, creed, color, or sex. These are 7 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to property, and right to constitutional remedies. Importance of the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are very important because they are like the backbone of the country. These are essential for safeguarding the people's interest. According to Article 13, all laws that are violated of fundamental rights shall be void. Hence, there is an express Provision of judicial review. The Supreme Court and the High Court can declare any law unconstitutional on the grounds that it is violative of the fundamental rights. Article 13 talks about not just laws, but also ordinances, orders, regulations, notifications, etc. The first fundamental right to equality, it comes under Article 14 to 18. Right to equality guarantees equal rights to everyone, irrespective of religion, gender, caste, race, or place of birth. It ensures equal employment opportunities in the government and ensures against discrimination by the state in matters of employment or on the basis of caste, religion, etc. This right also includes the abolition of titles as well as untouchability. The second, right to freedom, comes under Article 19 to 22. Freedom is one of the most important ideals cherished by any democratic society. The Indian Constitution guarantees freedom to its citizens. The freedom right includes many such rights as freedom of speech and expression, freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, freedom to form associations, freedom to practice any profession, freedom to reside in any part of the country. Some of these rights are subject to certain conditions of state security, public morality and decency, and friendly relations with foreign countries. This means that the state has the right to impose reasonable restrictions on them. Right against exploitation, Articles 23 to 24. This right implies prohibition of traffic in human beings, beggars, and other forms of forced labor. It also implies the prohibition of children working in factories and other workplaces. The Constitution prohibits the employment of children under 14 years in hazardous conditions. The right is available to the citizens of India as well as to the non-citizens. Fourth, right to freedom of religion. It comes in Article of 25 to 28. It indicates the secular nature of the Indian polity. There is equal respect given to all religions. There is freedom of conscience, profession, practice, and propagation of religion. The state has no official religion. Every person has the right to freely practice his or her faith, establish and maintain religious and charitable institutions. 5. Cultural educational rights. Article 29 to 30. These rights protect the rights of religious, cultural, and linguistic minorities by facilitating them to preserve their heritage and culture. Educational rights are for ensuring education for everyone without any discrimination. 6. Right to constitutional remedies. It's under Article 32 to 35. The Constitution guarantees remedies if citizens' fundamental rights are violated. The government cannot infringe upon or curb anyone's rights. When these rights are violated, the aggrieved party can approach the court. Citizens can go even directly to the Supreme Court, which can issue writ for enforcing fundamental rights. Features of fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are different from the ordinary legal rights in the manner in which they are enforced. If a legal right is violated, the aggrieved person cannot directly approach the Supreme Court by passing the lower courts. He or she should first approach the lower courts. Some of the fundamental rights are available to all citizens, while the rest are for all the persons, citizens, and foreigners. Fundamental rights are not absolute rights. There are reasonable restrictions, which means they are subject to the conditions of the state security, public morality and decency, and friendly relations with the foreign countries. Fundamental rights can be amended by the Parliament by constitutional amendment, but only if the amendment does not alter the basic structure of the Constitution. Fundamental rights can be suspended during the national emergency, but the rights guaranteed under the Article 20 and 21 cannot be suspended. The application of fundamental rights can be restricted in an area that has been placed under the martial law or the military rule. Fundamental rights available only to the citizens. The following is a list of fundamental rights that are available only to its citizens and not the foreigners. 1. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of race, religion, caste, gender, or place of birth. Article 15. 2. Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 16. 3. Protection of freedom of speech and expression, association, assembly, movement, residence, profession. Article 19. 4. Protection of culture, language, and script of minorities. Article 29. 5. Right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Article 30. Amendability of fundamental rights. Any change to the fundamental rights require a constitutional amendment that should be passed by both the houses. The amendment bill should be passed by a special majority of the parliament. As per the Constitution, Article 13(2) states that no law can be made that take any fundamental rights away. Right to property. It was made constitutional right as per the Article 308. Right to property was eliminated because 44th Amendment Act of 1978. It was done to make sure that every person can get deprived of the property and also decreasing the boundaries of rich and poor categories for owning land. If any fundamental rights are violated, both the Supreme Court and the High Courts can be approached for violation or enactment of fundamental rights through the 5 kinds of writs: habeas corpus, related to personal liberty in case of illegal detention and wrongful arrest; mandamus, directing public officials, governments, courts to perform a statutory duty; quo warranto, to show by what warrant is a person holding public office; prohibition, directing judicial or quasi-judicial authorities to stop proceedings which has no jurisdiction for; and certiorari, re-examination of an order given by judicial, quasi-judicial, or administrative authorities. Thank you.
Wonderfully done, Aditi.
Yeah.
Very well
Mm.
presented. Please share these PPTs to us in the group so that others also can use it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, I will send it.
And every student should read the Constitution first. And particularly the government of India about 10 years back, they have added fundamental duties also. Not only you are eligible for rights, you have to do some duties. That also has been included. Just go through the Constitution so that it gives you an importance and an information that what is needed for a person to work in a government, particularly in an establishment, particularly in a revenue or police, wherever you are going to take place. As an IAS officer or as an IPS officer, it is necessary that you know the fundamental rights. You have presented it very well. I appreciate Aditi for getting the good information. As Principal Madam, Director Madam said, we should share the information with others also. Yeah.
I'll send it in the group by tomorrow, so all the
Yeah.
conditions.
Very beautifully, you have put up all the points which are needed, the basic information which is needed. Very well done.
Thank you.
Sneha, you have also done it very well. Yeah. So
Thank you.
I will, to complete the syllabus, Mahapatro sir will be taking up classes during the week. It will be evening 6 o'clock, Tuesday and Thursday. We'll be sharing the link. Don't miss the class.
I am sending the question back. All of them should
They should
attempt.
start writing again.
Yeah, because earlier
Start
I have
attempting.
stopped it for 1 month, thinking that you have some examinations, but now you are free from the examination. You please start the question bank. I have given it 2 days back. No replies have come so far. Tomorrow I will give if
20
an
minutes it
answer
will
sheet is
take.
given.
Mhm.
Yeah, please.
Start working on it.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
we will close it.
We'll end the session.